Hello, this is our group lab, and we are doing the learning effect. And our group members are Trinity Brown, Ty Neighbors, Madison Ramirez, Logan Lewis, and Jordan Fulmer.
So the purpose of the article that we read was to study the effects of practice. There was three different subjects that we read about. It was random, repetitions, and combined. And then they did the retention test of motor skills. And there was no hypothesis for this article.
So the methods of this article is there was three fourth grade physical education classrooms, and it was 18 girls in each class, and they were assigned to three different types of practice groups. And the groups that they could have been placed in were the repetitions group, who would perform 13 trials of each skill with no break in between. And then at the end of this, they performed 5 trials of each skill for the post test. And the random group, where there was like 3 stations set up around the room, and the girls would rotate around each station, and they would not repeat a station, like they wouldn't do it twice in a row. And they would do this rotation until they had been to each station 13 times. And then they were given the post test, which was 5 trials of each skill. And in the combined phase, the kids performed 5 trials of each skill in a row, then switched to the random trial method. And after being at each station for 13 practice trials, they then performed the same post test as they previously performed in the repetitions and random group. And the first skill that they did was ball rolling, which was essentially bowling. And the second skill was ball kicking. And the third skill was racket striking. And the objective of all 3 tasks was to hit a target that was downrange, and each target had a scoring system that was like similar to a dartboard, where if you hit the center or the red section of the target, it was worth 20 points. The blue section was worth 15 points, and the yellow section was worth 10 points. And the experiment consisted of a preliminary phase where the girls were instructed on what to do and shown demonstrations, a practice test, and a post test, which is what they would do after they were like instructed to use their dominant hand and shown how to do each of the skills. And after they did their practice and post test, they did a retention test, which was performed 3 weeks after. And in the retention test, the children would perform 5 trials in a row of each of the tasks. And the major findings were that the repetitions group had better results on the end of the practice test than the random or combined group. And no remarkable difference was found for the ball rolling and the ball kicking skills in the type of group that the performer was in during the retention test. And the random group scored much higher on the retention test for the racket striking skill than the repetitions group.
So the independent variable was the repetition group, the combined group, and the random group. And the dependent variable was the performance. So the number of points scored in the post test and the retention test in each of the 3 motor skills. That's what we were measuring. There was no hypothesis.
Yeah, there's no hypothesis for article. And our experiment is, did you catch that?
I was a subject on the experiment. Basically, for this, all you would need is a ball of any type and a partner in a wall if you are by yourself.
And then the task is basically going to be catching a ball or not. We're going to be doing 3 different heights. We've got a high catch, a low catch, and then one-handed catch kind of in the middle. We'd have 2 different groups. There's be the blocked and the random. Blocked will do the 3 practice trials with 10 throws in a row at the same height. And then you go from the high to the low to the one-handed. Then total 90 practice attempts after that. The random group would do at the same time 3 practice trials. They'll be doing 10 of each height again, but it'll be a totally random order determined. And then after both practice trials are over, 10-minute break, then they'll do their retention tests. And this will just be random, 30 catches, all randomized. So dependent variable will be the number of catches during the retention of each group. Independent variable, the sequence of catches for each group, and the types of catches for each group. So hypothesis was that the block group was going to do better during the practice rounds as they're showing their performance improvements, but the random group would score better during the retention test afterwards, showing that they actually learned how to catch the ball without trying to, do it in the specific order.
That's all we have for this first part of the experiment, and we'll have a clip attached to the end.